I don't think fear is never really part of it.
Okay, okay.
Because I mean, you, you're in a safe environment. You know, you're never
Yeah,
really in
yeah.
danger. If you
And your
were,
body,
that
does your body know this? I mean,
yes,
it's
it learns this. It absolutely learns this.
huh. Do you think this could be applied like if you ever got into a fight that was actually pretty dangerous for you or potentially harmful? Do you think you would sort of go into this relaxed state
Uh,
and sort of
hmm,
yeah,
so not
you know what I'm
necessarily
saying?
relaxed, but and there's definitely different intensities of fights. So
Mm-hmm.
you never really go full out at the gym. But when I went to my first competition, I was not able to relax at all when I was fighting
Oh,
because
okay.
I was
Okay.
fighting people that I didn't know who are essentially out to hurt you. Like not necessarily kill you or anything, right? But essentially they don't give a shit if they hurt you really.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
want to
yeah,
beat you, right?
yeah.
So that's very different. But I do think that this will it will do some sort of sensite. You know, it's like it'll make you used to being in this kind of stressful situation and make it a lot easier if you're ever in a real fight to get into a more like relaxed and being able to like think. You know, think when you're
Yeah,
fighting, which is really important,
yeah, 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 I can
especially when you're
imagine.
fighting on the ground because
Uh,
you just have a lot of time to move on the ground. It's like that's the whole point of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right?
mm-hmm.
Is you take it to the ground because there's no explosive movements on the ground really. Only the guy on
Mm,
top can punch down, basically. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole the
yeah,
whole point of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like the most explosive out of all sports is spear throw, right? Because it's a short sprint, then a full stop, and then the whole body moves to throw a spear, and you can throw a spear like 80 meters, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
let's say you put that guy on his knees and make him throw the spear, and he can probably throw it what like five,
yeah, yeah,
six.
yeah, yeah.
So that's the whole point of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is you take all of that explosive force away,
Mm,
and then you have a lot of time to think and to be technical. And someone who's much bigger and much stronger than you, like I'm not saying that that's not an advantage. I have fought big guys. I've fought a lot of big guys. They're
mm-hmm.
really fucking strong. That's absolutely an advantage, but you're taking away a lot of that advantage.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Also, another part is like the ability to isolate things is there when you're
Isolate things as in like
arms.
yeah, okay, okay.
It's like because your weight can kind of make sure that he can't move,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then you can go two arms on one arm and your weight if you have to, right?
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
that strong.
No, of course, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like the whole point of the sport.
Huh. Yeah, I guess like because I always like thought, okay, so most of the time you are going to have two arms, two legs, and your opponent is going to have two arms and two legs, and so
Yes.
like if you devote one arm to one
And a head.
arm
Head's an
and a
important
head, of
limb,
course,
but yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But if you only devote like each limb to his limb, then it's a standstill, sort of, right? So if you want
Yes.
to be in some sort of advantageous
Yes,
position, you would need
exactly.
to sort of find some smart solutions to this. And your weight, I
Yes.
guess, is it's pretty
Yeah.
brilliant way to do this.
Yes.
It's like a sixth limb almost.
Yes. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like it can be boiled down to a four-step process. So a lot of people express this idea in different ways, but the way I like to look at it is like you start with an opponent, he's going to be standing up, you're going to be standing up, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
first thing you need to do is bring him to the ground. That's called
Mm-hmm.
takedowns, and there's thousands and thousands of ways, but basically it revolves around taking away the mobility of one leg and pushing them towards the other leg, and they will fall over.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really matter how big they are, if as long as they're human, right? You probably can't do this to a gorilla.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I would advise you try at least. I looked into how strong gorillas are yesterday. They're really strong.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
really strong. Uh, anyways, so you put someone on their ass, and then normally they'll be like their head away from you, their feet towards you. So the next thing you
Mm-hmm.
gotta do is get past their legs because legs is like they're fucking dangerous, you know.
Yeah,
Legs
yeah,
are super strong. They can carry you with their legs. They can carry your whole weight with their legs. So get past the
yeah,
legs. That's the next thing you
yeah.
want to do. That's called guard passing. That's the next step. And then when you get past someone's guard, you'll basically have both of your legs and both of your arms fighting their arms. And the thing that they're gonna want to do is reestablish having their legs in between you and them.
Yeah. So try to rotate or push
Yes,
push
exactly.
around. Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, most side control escapes, it's called side control when you pass the guard. Then you'll be lying on
Okay.
top of someone. Unless you're sitting on top of them, then you're mounting them. But most side control escapes basically are you trying to get your knee in between the two hips, so you can
Okay.
get your legs in between you and the opponent again.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you get to that, and then you'll basically be able to like put your body weight on one of their arms and take both of your arms and attack the other arm. For instance, like that's how
Mhm.
you would like normally attack the arm on the opposite side. Or
Mhm.
you'll be able to like put your legs over them and hold their body down while you take their arm and stretch it out to the point where can't anymore. That's called an
Yeah.
arm bar.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of ways to attack if you have four limbs against one limb, and
Mhm.
it's. I saw my roommate Christian. He's trained for I think in total like 2.5 or 3 years.
Okay.
So he's no longer the lowest rank. He's now number 2 rank. Um,
So you start at 1?
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
and it takes about 15 years to get to rank 5, which is the highest one.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yes, it's lifelong dedication if you want to get good at that shit. Anyways, I saw him fight a guy who's, I will say about, so my roommate Christian is this very tall, lanky. I mean, of course, there's a bit of muscle on him, but it's mainly not. He weighs the
Yeah.
same as me, and he's 2 meters tall and 180, right? Uh,
Okay.
yeah. And I saw him fight this guy who was about same height as him, but probably weighed twice as much, and he's like pure muscle. Only
Mhm.
muscle. And Christian got a rear neck choke on that guy, and that really cemented like technique can do a crazy amount because he's not even that
Mhm.
great at Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He's trained for 2.5 years, and the other guy trained MMA for the same amount of time, mixed martial arts.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he probably benches like twice Christian's body weight, right? So it's insane. Like I'll actually see if I can find a picture of him. It is insane how strong this dude is that he was fighting. Like Christian was trying to get a rear neck choke on him, basically what David is doing to me here. Just instead of the arm that comes on the inside of my right arm, you take that arm
Mhm.
and you use it as kind of a point you can grab onto, and then instead of strangulating with your chest, you're kind of pushing. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same idea. It's just you're pushing the guy you're choking's head into your elbow with your other arm
Yeah.
and your shoulders.
So it's more you're relying more on arm strength by doing
No,
this,
no, no,
or?
absolutely. You're never relying on arm strength. You're relying more on shoulder strength.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like
Okay.
you're crunching. You're taking your knees upwards and your shoulders downwards, and then you're like crunching people into a choke instead with that. Hello.
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 Are you not able to join this, Herman? Are you not one of the unreached?
Oh, yes.
It's for you
Yeah,
guys.
this is a cool
Uh,
channel.
I also had a channel once, but you invited Victor for some reason.
Wait, what channel was that?
Police och så snacka.
Oh, Victor is one. Why did he leave?
No, no, no.
That
Why did he
channel.
leave? Yeah, okay, but you cannot go into this. So if you if you constantly go out of this into another one, I have to drag you manually.
Or you can just invite me, maybe.
Can you say something interesting?
What?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A killer whale.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The female is dominant there.
What does that mean?
So if the female says something to a group of whales, everyone has to listen to her.
Oh shit! Really?
How do they
Yeah.
communicate?
That's really
No idea.
interesting.
Okay.
You're invited to the notably interesting human beings, Herman.
Yes.
Damn nice.
Are you okay with this, Victor?
Absolutely. That was a great fact about killer whales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good
good.
one.
So The council has spoken.
Yes, that one worked. That one. That yes. So yeah,
we were
that's
talking about,
that's
Peter
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a nutshell.
getting choked out.
Yes.
Have you guys talked about this before?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Herman, what do you think of the pictures?
Yeah. Interesting.
That's me getting
Yeah.
choked out by David.
There's no way that's you.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of blood
is-
in my head at that point. That's trying to get out.
Are you kidding me, dude?
It
Yes.
sort of looks like an infant in a way.
Thank you.
And
I don't think I've ever.
I want to edit this
That was a-
picture now
That was a rough one, man.
of you being born.
Yes.
There's no way this is you, Victor.
No, it is. It is. It absolutely is. That is me.
You passed out there, right?
No, I was very close. I was very, very close. That is the closest I've been to passing out.
Holy shit.
Yes, thank you.
It's actually kind of funny that this guy is just looking in the camera and
Bro,
smiling.
he has trained for a lot longer than me. But yes, you know what? I've also noticed there's a lot of pictures of him submitting people, and he's always like smile from ear to ear.
It's like Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother. Like, whenever he's in a fight, if someone takes a picture, he will always look at the camera and smile.
Yes. Yeah, well,
Jesus Christ.
he's a
That's a
killer.
cool picture, though.
Yes,
Yeah, it
I
is.
actually really like it too. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. Next time I'll get him. That is definitely not true.
He
Is
looks
he,
really annoying to
right
lose
back?
to.
No, he is the kind of asshole though who will sit on top of you and not submit you and just sit there and just you can't get him off because he's so fucking good at the sport. So
Yeah.
he also does this thing where he kind of like takes he puts your arms backwards and then he puts his hand down in between your arms and your back, so you're just lying there. You can't move, and he just sits there and he'll like take your nose, to
Oh, yeah, I see.
That one sucks. That one sucks. It's a very, very humiliating.
I can't get over this picture.
Yeah, I love it too. I was thinking about taking it as my profile picture, but well, actually, I guess I could now because me and Clara broke up. So
Yeah.
Oh, what?
yeah, me
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Clara
you
broke
haven't
up
heard?
the other day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, Victor.
Sure, absolutely. Well,
Are you okay with it?
yeah, sort of.
Yeah, okay.
As okay as I can be.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's a good breakup as far as breakups go.
Go to bed pretty early?
Yes.
Or is it just something? Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know. She goes to bed at the same time as the general population, I think.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, sure. I
But-
mean, it's late for you.
Yes.
It's early for you, at least,
Yes.
perhaps.
Yeah, it is. I'm very productive at night.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
strange,
just feel like
strange.
I have a much easier time focusing when the world is asleep.
Yeah. It's so much more quiet, even though it's the same amount of
Yes.
sound.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other things than sound that plays in. There's a lot less noise.
What's the difference between noise and sound? Like mental
Light
noise?
pollution, everything. I just think there's a lot less
like this.
going on
Yeah. I
at
agree.
night. And
Just
there's
having the window open as well. Listening
Yes.
to there's some cars driving up in the background.
it's just a much better atmosphere for focusing
Mm-hmm.
and like thinking and stuff. I think it works much better. I work much better at night.
Definitely, yeah.
99% of my interest is just intellectual curiosity. It's like a lot of the things that I like doing, I can do at any point because I'm kind of doing them on my own with like things that has been left there already by people who have done the research and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it just really works better for me most of the time. The only thing that
Yeah.
I do that is like time contingent anyways, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and and I think that would work better at night to be honest as well. But
Oh, really? Yeah, but I don't think you can.
nah, that'd be a tough sale. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just got offered a job as a trainer at the club I'm
Really?
practicing at. Yes, so
Are you taking it?
yes, absolutely. I have some extra time on my hands.
That's cool.
Yes.
I
So
mean,
it's
yeah, probably it's great to have something to do as well, like to
yes. It was a bit
keep you
of a
distracted.
awkward thing though because the gym owner sent me a message saying, "Hey, what's up? I'd like you to train the children's team once a week, and then I'll, there'll be some benefits in that for you." And I was like, "All right, sure, but you should know I'm not allowed to work with children." And then he goes, "Okay," and then I'm like, so I punched. I mean, I didn't punch a police officer, but I have been persecuted at the extent of the law as someone who have punched a police officer, but I only just called him. I called him a pig and licked his neck and his ear. And this, as they did see that as assault, which
That's strange.
which it is in a sense. I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah, I guess
definitely
so.
violated his boundaries, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was just like, "You touch any kids?" I was like, "Nope." He was like, "Then you're hired." Okay, great.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Yep. Um, that's the thing that happened. Oh yeah, Eulers number. What a beautiful number, dude.
What? Oh, Eulers
Euler's
number.
number.
Did you
Eulers?
get it? Oilers, yeah, we say Oilers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Did you get it? Did you understand it?
Did I understand the number?
No, yeah, the origin of it.
Ah, not entirely. I understand how he got there, but I don't really understand the origin of it. I don't think.
Okay.
But I memorized the first 32 digits of it.
Really? I think
Yes.
there's some pattern going on, isn't
Yes,
it?
there is. There's a
Yeah.
lot of patterns going on.
It's like
I
four.
didn't really mean to memorize. I just saw a lot of patterns.
Yeah. There's so if you remember is it the three first?
4.
Four first, then
Well,
you
not
can.
necessarily 4 first. So it's 2.7, and then it's 1828, 1828.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
after that, it's 45, 90, 45, which is angles. So that's really easy to remember as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's
Yeah. Yeah.
2, 3, 5, 3, which is, I don't know why, but there's just something about that sequence of number.
Yeah. I mean, the two and the three make a five, so
Yes,
they're like
exactly. And there's 2
corresponding.
threes in a
Right?
row, so you only really have to remember one number. It's just, there's a lot of ways that that sequence of number interact with each other that makes sense to me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And that's the first number that I didn't really find anything special about, which made it special, which is 6028 is
Mm.
the next number in the sequence, which was special because there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
number was 747, which is a model of
Going.
planes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So and the number just continues like that for some reason.
Yeah.
It just keeps being like things, which makes
I
it
know. I know.
very memorizable. Just
I
looked
know.
at
I
it for
know.
like 20 seconds and I was like, I think I remember this number.
This is like doing any exam you in physics and math. You
Mm,
do this all the time. This sort of not necessarily with numbers in themselves, but more like with formulas and expressions and
yeah,
stuff like this. They all have like a they all have like a
defining
I don't,
features. Or I don't know how else
yeah,
to
yeah, some
say it. It's like something
personality
that,
and
like,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
exactly, personality. I was
Yeah.
like, I give a lot of stuff personality, but yeah, it's like,
This is what the guy who hated the tents. I think he's in the
yes,
same like boat as well.
yes,
Um, because you sort of you can grow to hate these personalities,
yes,
and then like usually for me it starts with like a pretty childish thought like, oh fuck, I hate this because some stupid reason.
yes,
And then every
and then
time this thing gets brought up in class, for example, I
yes,
try to find the worst. Like I try to pick out the worst features that the professor is
yes.
describing, and I'm like, fuck yeah, oh holy shit, it sucks.
I read
And I get
a
like
book called The
angry.
Righteous Mind by a guy called Jonathan Haidt who talks a lot about morality and psychology.
Hmm.
And he talks about humans' very peculiar ability to post hoc anything. And
Okay.
apparently, it's been a very good survival mechanism. It's like the evolutionary idea of why it exists, which is basically
Mhm.
like anything that fits with your world agenda. You're really good at coming up with reasons why this is the good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 seconds, I'm just gonna get a snooze.
And I think that's what we do with numbers as well.
Yeah, I
It's
did
like,
this in philosophy
I
as
don't
well.
like you, so now I
Yeah.
don't. Oh, you have no twos present for your first 12
Yeah.
digits? Fuck twos then. Forever. That's
I
the
know,
golden
but I think
ratio has no twos for the first 10 digits.
I think it's great to have this mentality as well because I
Yes.
mean, sure, it seems like unhealthy if you tell someone about this, like at a bar,
Yeah, don't
if you
tell
sit
anyone
down
about
with them
this
and tell
ever.
them, let me fucking tell you about the
Also, not
golden
in the
ratio,
therapy
guys.
session. Just keep it out. Leave
No,
it
no, no,
out.
you need to express this. But I think
Yeah,
it's
but you
healthy
express
because
it with like-minded people.
really, I think it's I think it's funny to
Yes.
do this with people that don't
Yeah.
care about this at all.
Absolutely.
Like I was at a bar once, and then I just started thinking about the limits. Like if you ever had it in mathematics,
The what?
limits like gränser. It's the Norwegian word for it.
I
It's
don't know
like
what the limits in math would be, but I understand the concept of limits.
yeah, limits as in where does a function tend to go towards infinity or zero or some
Yeah.
value.
Okay. Yes.
And I just thought it was something really beautiful about it.
Yes.
And so I was just sitting still with my right, like my
Hand on your
elbow.
beer, staring at your beer.
No, just in my
Okay.
face with my eyes closed.
Oh.
I seemed like sad, perhaps, I think.
Ah, I see.
And
Ah,
then
you're facing your hands.
yeah.
Ah, I understand. Yes.
And then this girl came over to me and was like, "Hey, what's up? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Dude, limits." So beautiful. And then I started ranting about it. I think that was the last time I saw her, actually, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's related to it.
No. Okay.
Might be.
It's like I started ranting for 15 minutes, and then when I looked around, I realized you shit
I
up
was
pretty
alone.
early in that rant. Huh. Very strange. Also, it was Tuesday.
I think it was Friday when I got here.
Yes, which makes a lot of sense because I did arrive on a Tuesday, but I arrived at night and now it was morning, and I don't think that's how time works. I think that'd been 7 revolution of hours.
Hey, Victor, will you allow me to share a picture with you?
Absolutely.
Herman, are you here?
He's getting a snooze.
Yeah, is it from the store or?
I just have no idea.
What do you think of this picture?
I think there's something very disturbing about that picture. What the fuck? Have you just been making this while we were talking? I mean, I guess it didn't spontaneously exist,
No,
which
it was
is
like a
funnily enough.
search up Victor infant on Google and then this came.
Yeah. What? Jesus.
Do you want me to remove it?
No, that's
Okay.
great. No, I actually think you should be able to joke with anything, and if I don't mind being the joke. Yeah, I don't
No,
think that's an
it's
attack
just
on my character. It's just a funny thing.
yeah. Okay, that's
I
great.
think people should
I
be
mean,
able to
I
dissociate themselves from stuff like that. But I understand why you asked.
yeah. It's just I thought since you had it as a profile picture, it's sort of
Yeah, it implies
it's
you
like
might be making fun of me, but that's fine. I mean, I don't know. Is there? It's like it doesn't just imply it, right?
I mean, it looks extreme, right? So I think it sort of sparks the curiosity of anyone seeing the picture.
Yes.
And
By the way, I
yeah.
talked to Clara about the time I recorded our conversation. I just told her
Oh,
like the highlights of that conversation, and she really wanted to see the recording.
really?
But somehow I've lost it. But I'm recording this one, and I was sitting here thinking, because
Oh,
I'm gonna have to throw some of these pictures in there that we're talking about, right? If I'm showing it to somebody, and you have to make that very difficult.
oh yeah. Perhaps we should sort of what we could do if you wanted to make this a thing is um Some sort of like a presentation view, like so we're talking and then there's some sort of picture
Yes.
going on because we're sending each other a lot of pictures
We are.
when we're talking, right? And I think it's
Yes.
important for the context.
Absolutely.
And so if someone wants to show something, there should be a way to sort of
Yes.
to do this.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely. I mean, it would be
Joe
great if we have
Rogan-
some sort of like surface where we could draw and stuff and put
Yeah.
pictures in.
Yeah. Just like some tool.
Yes.
I'm guessing there is some sort of.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
think
to.
I think perhaps.
I'm gonna have to do some Gaussian blur on that picture. I think though, if I'm
Oh
throwing it in
yeah.
there.
What area do you want to blur specifically?
I think the weird hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
You know what I noticed now when I sent this to you is I forgot to do. I started doing this. I just haven't. I forgot it, which was I wanted to like cut out his face and put it as one of the doctors on top of the doctor's face, like you know, this bottom of his mouth smiling. Your instructor, Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
I absolutely understand what you wanted to do.
Okay. No, Euler's number. I say Euler because every time I watch like videos about this online, they always say Euler.
Yes.
But in Norwegian, we always say Euler.
I mean, there's a all caps. It's pronounced Euler when I was reading about the number. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Euler,
yeah.
it just looks like a Euler.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't blame the English people for pronouncing it Euler. But there's a pretty like it's a very nice way of sort of deriving it.
Yes.
Which is from interest rate. So the idea is, let's say you owe me.
Hey guys.
Hey man.
Hey Herman, where did you go to get a snooze?
Ah, dude, forgot it in my car.
You have a car?
No, not in my car, my dad's car.
Your neighbor's car.
Yes.
You got it in someone else's car.
Yes.
Yeah,
Happens.
hate when it happens.
Have you seen Haakon's picture of me?
Oh yeah, go
Oh.
check out this car.
Dude, that's a beautiful picture.
You sound so high. You sound so high.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Oh, dude, that's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture, man.
Thank you. What were we talking about?
Oh, Euler's number.
Oh yes, of course. What
Herman,
else
I
were we
want you
talking
to.
You
to
don't
try
look
this.
like a human in this picture.
about?
Like, you know, okay, so in my town we have this like Vitenmuseum, okay, Greve.
Science museum.
Yeah. And there was like there's like a little baby there that's half a pig and half a human.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
And dude, there is so much things in this picture that reminds me of it.
I saw a really cool sculpture yesterday when we were on the topic of art. I don't know what topic this is.
Are you trying to push this into the realm of art?
Yes, I think that's definitely what I just did. Because that being on the topic of art was completely unnecessary for what I was gonna say. I just tried to like steer it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like a smooth transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called
Okay, yeah, but sure, yeah.
and it's right outside of Herning in Denmark. Do you guys know
Okay.
of this sculpture?
How do you spell that in using letters?
Elia. And search for Elia sculpture and not Elia sculpture fire. Okay.
Oh, okay. There's two. Oh shit! The round thing.
Yes, the round thing. Okay, so
With okay, that's strange.
this thing is about 40 meters tall, as far as I know.
Holy shit!
And those steps are each, I think, about a meter tall. So this is made by some art dude I don't remember the name of. And he has this thing for making things that don't really look human. So kind of like, you know, what you would expect there to be in a sci-fi movie of like the alien stuff, right? So he made
Yeah.
the steps extra large so they don't seem like it's made for humans. And then he made those like tall thingamajigs because tall thingamajigs don't really look human either. It's kind of supposed to be have the spaceshipy, eerie, uncomfortable feel to it, and I've
It
never.
does. It does.
Yeah, it does. I think it's even more amplified when you realize how fucking ginormous this thing is.
Holy shit.
And then the really cool thing about it, right, is it's not just super eerie and super like it has this very ominous vibe to it. But up in the center of it, there's a hole that just goes down, right? It's
Okay.
basically this square that's cut out, and in the middle of this square, there is this kind of like the 4 pillars. There's this one pillar that comes up.
In the okay, yeah.
Yes, and that one pillar will sometimes shoot a 50-meter tall fire up into the air. Now, here's the crazy thing about that. It happens for about 25 seconds on a random timer once every 3 months. So you gotta camp out
Jesus
to
Christ,
see
really?
this thing blow fire into the air for about half a minute. Herman, this is not the time for art.
There it is.
This is not the time for art, Herman.
Oh man.
This thing blows that thing. For I guess that it's on a random timer. There's a website dedicated to saying when it has happened. So you can only go and find out how many times you missed it and when you missed it. But you gotta actually. There's something beautiful
really
about
cool.
just standing around next to it, hoping it'll happen. It's like almost a
Yeah.
miracle if you see it, right?
Have you
Wait,
seen it?
I've not seen it.
Is it like when it happens, do you know if there's some cooldown period, or could it happen like?
There's a cooldown. There's a cooldown.
Okay.
No one really knows what it is, but I'm pretty sure there's been no eruptions within a week of each other, or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe it's a day. I don't know exactly.
Dude, that's so cool.
Right? And it's in Denmark. It's right outside of this small shit city called Herning.
Herning.
It's just like one of the coolest pieces of art I've ever heard about.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
It
that's
seems
dope.
Seems like there was a guy that died there.
Yes.
Maybe he was unlucky and
Died under very mysterious circumstances. He just disappeared.
He jumped out of the.
Shut up.
Jumped down into the.
Shut up. My story's better.
I was going to say jumped into the square, and then some people reportedly say seen him like sort of just float up into the air.
Nope. Your story is better. Your story's the better one. That's what happened.
Was this big, like this big unidentified flying object that received him?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what happened. So that's a really cool thing that is somewhere in Denmark that we're gonna have a look at.
Yeah, you haven't seen it in person?
I've not seen it in person, but I am very much looking forward to seeing it in person.
Yeah, if we visit Denmark one time, we gotta go there.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's not gonna blow up, for sure.
No, but dude, we're gonna hang around.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang
a
around.
long time.
So I'm seeing there's a place in Herning called Baboon City.
Yes. You can also go to Baboon City.
Yeah.
It's about as classy and artsy.
We have 2 things to do there.
Yes.
No, but the strange thing is, so when you look at a map of
actually, Herman, don't Google what Baboon City is.
I'm not.
You'll just find out when we get there.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
No, Victor, there's something wrong here.
No, there's nothing wrong here.
Yeah, with Baboon City, there's something really wrong here.
Okay, now
Herman, you're not googling anything.
Don't Google it, Herman.
Not a fake news.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna Google it. I'm not
Good.
gonna
I'll
Google
just tell you. I'll just tell you this strange thing because you know when you zoom out, Google Maps sort of gives you only the biggest cities, right?
Yes.
So I can look at zoom level such that like I can see the whole width of the country of Denmark, right?
Yes.
So there's like some pretty decently large let's call it places here.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then in Herning,
Yes.
Baboon City is marked on this zoom level as well.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I think it's because
Is
you've
this some
interacted
sort of-
with it.
Yeah, okay. But go into Google,
I am.
search for Herning.
Herning? Yes.
Not in Google Maps, just Herning, right?
Yes. Yes.
Then you click like on the right side. there's
Holy
a-
shit! Yes, Baboon City is the only thing.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
You can go pretty far out, and it's just like
That's what I'm saying.
I can see like 100 cities here, and the only thing that's showing is Hard Herning Museum, another museum, and fucking Baboon City.
I mean, I can see both on the same map as
Baboon
Baboon City.
You know, Baboon City is the gift that keeps on giving.
You know what? If we ever go there, I want to
Yes.
visit Baboon City as well. You know.
Yes, we're going to Baboon City as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
me and Haakon is planning like a trip to Sweden.
I mean, now it's happening. Sweden.
Yeah, but I mean we can also do Denmark.
No, you're doing Denmark. Dude, Baboon City.
Holy
Baboon
shit,
City.
I want to get slush at Baboon City.
Yes.
Baboon City.
Bro, Baboon City. That absolutely has to happen.
Guys, I just need to. I'll make myself a coffee, and my girlfriend's having a friend over. I'll just go say hi to them real quick. 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a pee. Herman,
Okay.
hold down the fort.
I will.